Hey guys, Mr. Worsenall here, and I'm coming at you guys with another video. And in today's video, this is going to be more of a discussion video, and to answer a few questions that I got online. First question, why don't you ever see me play high level gameplay? So like level 22 and up, and like level 31. And the only reason I don't play those high levels is because it's not fun. And what I say that is because people try way too hard. You can't equip a weapon that's fun and have a fun time using it. You have to give yourself the most effective weapons, and that usually kills the mood of the game. Eventually, at level 27, there's only a small portion of the armory that's actually good. And then, like, say if you bought an old gun, it's useless. For example, when I used to play without mods, the AK-48 was one of my favorite rifles. But, you know, compared to it is now, it's not. And look, anything past this row right here is useless. All of them. Except for the photon shotgun, that is an exception. And so on for all the other weapons. For example, look, the Deagle now only does 13 damage. And the highest weapon does 24. Same thing with the old weapons here. Same thing with the specialist weapons. Well, all specialist weapons are upgradable, so this is a bad example. But you get my point, right? Like, none of the old weapons that are fun to use are viable anymore. Like the anti-gravity blaster. And just a few other ones, like the Apocalypse and the Bass Cannon. You just can't have fun using them. Next, we have gadgets that are too OP that you have to use to get a good game. For this, you don't even use it when... You don't use the reflector when... You're fighting one-on-one. You use it when someone drops a mine, you see it and you activate it so you won't die. Or when someone activates a Pandora's box and you need to panic use it. Or when someone uses a voodoo snowman. It's just a pain. Next, we have the most dumbest excuses for items to be in duel. So where can we start? How about the jetpack in Space Arena, where you could literally avoid using the jump pads and just use your smart bullet bazooka. I'll get to that later. But right now, or the Pandora's box, where you can call this thing every 30 seconds to either nearly kill you or kill the other person who's trying to find you because you're in a little hiding asswipe. And the voodoo snowman, which is one of my least favorite things to be fighting against. Now, I know in a few videos that I showed you what this thing did. I used it in duel. But ever since then, I never used it in duel because, let me tell you, it's an unfair experience. Imagine, you are running around trying to find a person, and all of a sudden you take a ton of damage out of nowhere. You think he found you? No, he's just probably in the back corner of the map, using a freaking voodoo snowman to kill you. And the worst part, pets. I can't tell you how irritating pets are. Pets is this. You are playing, and all of a sudden you see this animal. Now you have to step back, try to kill this ridiculously tiny hitbox of an animal. And when you kill them, you get 5 points. The same amount of money that you get for when somebody steals your kill or they commit suicide or die by anything other than your cause. Oh, and it doesn't stop there. What's that? Do you see that here? Respawn? Yeah, that is the exact same time for all these stupid pets. Meaning that this thing spawns more times and faster than the Pandora's box. Oh, and what's the best part? These things have a ton of health. Sure, one fireball spell upgraded would kill these things in one hit, right? Well, guess what? A lot of people who play Pixagon are not modders. They're innocent people who just want to play the game. And this is why I don't equip pets in duel either. The only time I do is when I'm fighting a serious one-on-one. Speaking of which, they nerfed the box. Now, before I modded, I had the Power Claw and the Best Friend. The Best Friend wasn't too amazing. It's just a regular Best Friend with more damage and a scope. Literally, that's it. Maybe golden. Now we have the Shark, which is a Spark Shark, which shoots like a Tesla cannon. And for the new players, they're like, what the heck is a Tesla cannon? Well, the Tesla cannon was one of the oldest premiums in Pixagon. It was extremely OP in the sense that it had one of the highest ammo capacities in the game, which rivals the dark matter generator. And effective damage overall, it beat it. Now we had the Candy Baton. The Candy Baton was a guaranteed 2-hit kill past level 31. And was one of the most iconic weapons during last year's Christmas. Then guess what came to rival it? The Stormhammer, or how I'd like to call it, the walking electricity ball for some reason can't kill anything. If you're unlucky enough to be trapped in this ball of electricity, you will die into 1 or 2 hits. And it's not like it's because of skill. It's because you're busy mowing. And that's another thing. It's really hard to kill people after level 27. It's really hard. You have to put in all your shots onto this one target just to get the chance to kill them. And it doesn't stop them from committing suicide, flying around like a little a-hole, or, worst of all, turning on you. Now, turning on you means one of two things. Number one, they're taking damage, they turn around, they one-shot you with their prototype, anti-gravity blaster, ghost lantern, or any of those. Or turned on you as in, this guy is killing me. Well, let me just turn around, blow myself up. Not only inflicting damage on you, but when someone kills himself after level 31, it is the equivalent of a F-bomb in your face. Now, I would show you guys gameplay video, but I can't because whenever I try to record gameplay from multiplayer, all you see is a laggy figure just flying all over the place. It's not fun to watch, and it's boring as hell. And worst of all, I don't really talk during those. Also, when you get to the later levels, modding becomes more and more useless. For example, when I was level 1, I showed you the glitch. It's pretty much God. Like, you become an unstoppable fighting force. Sure, you'll die here and there, but overall, you'll win a lot. Now, when you're in this level, you are the runt. Meaning that if you try to play fair, which, let me tell you, I've done one too many times, you will be treated to the complete anal probing of the multiplayer. Because if you play TDM, 3 of your partners that are supposed to help you suck. And the rest are ghost lantern spamming, explosive spamming, camping, just pathetic methods, flying around jetpacks, you name it. There's pathetic methods for all of them. And I'm not sure if this is even turning into a discussion anymore. I think this is more of a rant. But bear with me. This is going to be a while. And throughout the community I've been talking to, most people try to defend the noobiest things out there. Now, noob, there's two definitions. Noob meaning inexperienced, which means, oh, you didn't think that weapon was good? Well, that's your idiotic decision. And then there's noob, N-E-W-B, which pretty much means doing stupid decisions that are downright annoying. This is where the premium weapons are. Now, I was going to make a list of how many things I wish Pixagon did not add to their game. One of them was homing items. So, for example, the Bee Swarm spell sends bees that follow you. Same thing applies with the Smart Bullet Bazooka, if I could find that piece of garbage. Now, the reason I hate these two weapons is because they changed the game too much. When the Toy Bomber came out, I didn't really mind. Sure, you get your face blown apart, but it wasn't as annoying as a Smart Bullet Bazooka. Because at least with a Toy Bomber, you die quickly. Whereas with the Smart Bullet Bazooka, if you're an experienced player, what's going to end up happening is that you're going to see the guy holding the weapon. Now you got to stop dead in your tracks, run away from it, and use a long-range weapon, which the average player probably doesn't have equipped yet. Next, we have... I don't know why on earth Rilisoft thought it was a good idea to make this thing cost coins. For all I know, this thing could cost gems. Because it really, really should not be costing coins. And the reason I say that is because it's overpowered. So, this thing is essentially a 3-shot kill. If not, all of the shots are going to hit you and you're going to lose damage. You're going to be left with like 3 HP. The only issue... Now, people try to defend this thing, say, if you're not bad at Pixagon, all you can do is run away from... Well, let me tell you, if you're lagging, or if you not the fastest person, the rockets may look like they're far away from you, but then your depth perception drugs will let you die fast, and you probably might even see it. Then there's the panic idiots who just say, I'm going to use this explosive rocket launcher as a shotgun. So when they come as close as possible to me, I will shoot this thing. But that's not the worst, because at least this thing gives you a chance. Let me tell you something. That was the map ruining mess house. The Ghost Lantern. Dear God. One of our favorite maps, Silent School, has been utterly crushed because of this one weapon. Now, this map, Silent School, used to be one of the best maps. It was a go-to map for shotguns or primary weapons. Now, it's utter garbage. Because look, I'm going to show you a prime example of what people do on these maps. So this is perfect, right? You're going to play, imagine this isn't here. Imagine this isn't here. So you're going to be flying through. The quarters are too small for the Smart Bullet Bazooka. So if the Ghost Lantern was here, you fight in freedom. Because look, it's hard to get your shots through the target. And when they do manage to fly, they hit these tight corners. Now usually the game requires more on skill. If you want to go into an open battlefield, was here. Same thing with inside the gymnasium. Over here. But then, Rilisoft was like, they're having much fun. You know what we'll do? We'll add a bunch of things that ruin this map. For starters, the mines. Yeah, this tiny little thing would land right here. And if you're right here, standing right here, it would still kill you. Now, the Nutcracker, is only used in open fields. So if there's someone flying around a jetpack here, load this thing up, and this thing will go after them. And boom. It leaves them to, I believe, 5 hearts. Now imagine this. So you're running around with your fire demon. And let's time this. So you're running around, and boom, that thing will hit you. Now, this thing has a special annoying nuisance. Yeah, you can do that all you want. Like, is there any need for this? It goes through every wall. It's a guaranteed one-hit kill no matter where it hits you. And to top it all off, if you have the reflect band, guess what it's gonna do if it hits you? Reflect damage so you're still alive? No, it's still a one-shot kill. So unless you want to tell your friend to go screw themselves and use it against them, that's a nice... Now imagine, remember, that's just one person shooting. Combine this with a singular grenade and just the ability just to do this. Can ruin this map, and this map is extremely close quartered, and the only good part is here. But even then, you got people camping up here. And that's not pleasant at all. Now, there is many things I've disliked about Pixagon over the time that they've been updating it. And one of those updates was the decision to make the prototype a guaranteed one-shot kill no matter what level it is. For example, you play Sniper Forts and you equip a prototype, 90% of the time it'll be a guaranteed one-shot kill to the heads. The body is skeptical, but still a one-shot kill. Now, that's fine and all if they didn't add the anti-hero rifle. When they added this black beauty, this thing was the polar opposite of the prototype. Well, I mean in colors. This thing is bigger, has green lasers, sounds better, has a 10 times zoom, making it one of the most deadliest and precise snipers. And if you do the math, that thing does 26 damage per shot, which is 5 lethality stronger than this prototype. That thing is a guaranteed one-shot kill about 80% of the time. That's fine. But then, next to is its brother, 25 damage laser crossbow, slightly faster, still has the wall break ability, which is the same thing as the anti-hero rifle and the prototype, but it's a 2-hit kill except on the head. Now, I'm not a sniper user. As you can see, I'm using a laser just a laser bow, which is one of my favorite weapons I've ever used. But to think the numbers and statistics make it sound better than what it is when it's actually not. Another thing is weapons have broken hitboxes. Before the Halloween update, which is before I started uploading these YouTube videos, they had the shuriken launcher. And god damn was this thing broken. First of all, the projectiles this thing shoots were slow and tiny. So when you get hit by this thing, guess what? It's not just a hit. You take double the hits because the game registers that the projectile is small and it hits you twice. It doesn't sound much considering it does 17 damage fully upgraded. But imagine getting hit. So of a weapon, this weapon requires 6 shots to kill now because they finally nerfed this piece of garbage. And it costs coins. I mean gems. But this thing takes 6 shots. That means, and this thing has 14 shots, and it shoots pretty quick. If you hate or just don't like anybody who plays Pixgun and use this thing, they will hate you as much as they do. Now, another thing is a bunch of weapons that are too overpowered. For example, the freeze stuff. So, the freeze ray rifle, the frost beam spell, the snowstorm, the icicle minigun, the Santa sword, etc., kind of break the game because now your berserk boots are ineffective. You thought having all your armor disappear just one shot by a prototype was bad? Well, screw that. We're going to get rid of your armor and your ability to move. Now, it is a cheat method. I've done a freeze only. We call it the Ice Boots Challenge, which you're only allowed to use weapons that freeze opponents. And let me tell you, a lot of people hated us. Now, that's gonna pretty much wrap around this little rant. And I'm sorry I didn't get you pretty much a good video. I was trying to get another one of how I'm gonna get to level 25. Actually, I am. I'm gonna do that. Well, not 25, 27. But when I hit level 27, I'm gonna do a straight up match of duel, deathmatch, flag capture. We're not gonna do deadly games. I'm gonna save that for a special time. And just pretty much all the other game modes. See how we do. And yeah, I'll see you guys later.